Hi, this is Lena Muriel Bussman again, Rev.Lena Muriel Bussman. I am a non-denominational ordained priest. And I've been doing readings that say, well actually I started when I was 16, but let's just say professionally since I was in my 20s. So that's 40 years. And I've been having a trouble with identity theft. I had other people pretending to be me, Lena Bussman. I'm blonde, and I'm tired of it. I had my wallet stolen twice in 1 year, and I keep having somebody call me up and tell me that they want to help me with my student loan forgiveness. I've never gotten a student loan in my life, and also I don't want a job working at the dollar store or anything else. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's not what I do for a living. I'm a professional spiritual counselor. I've served psychic science and lots of spiritualist churches for years, as well as other churches. I married people out of wedding chapels. I perform all the same functions as a priest and a minister because I am a priest and a minister. I'm also ordained through another organization, and I'm a professional artist, and I was an art director in the film industry and still am 4 years and set designer. I'm taking a look at some of my art today. I have people calling me early in the morning and waking me up, and sometimes I work all night long. I get up early all the time, and I rarely sleep that much anyway. So I don't appreciate people calling me up at 6 in the morning. Stop calling me at 6 in the morning. Stop calling me with fake rants and things like that. I'm tired of that nonsense. Let's take a look at some of the flowers I do. And I do this rose over and over again. I'm a trance medium. I actually have a really good disposition most of the time, and I teach several different techniques on how to develop your mediumship. I'm also a group shepherd for the Inner Peace movement, and I have, oh gosh, been in that since I was in my 20s too. I used to have a house in Broad Ripple and Moretti and Kessler. It was one of the houses that David Letterman grew up in. I lived in for 18 years. And I had a group there that I taught mediumship classes to and meditation classes to. I do different kinds of art all the time because I'm different. All the time. Get the same. I'm working on a book. I'm working on films. This is what I do for a living. My paintings were behind the news anchors on Channel 6 on their set for years. My paintings have been in John Mellencamp videos. He commissioned me to do, I think it was 40 feet, what's that, 40 feet, 30 feet, I don't know, something like that, of paintings on metal in the style of this slave called George Boyle, I believe his name was, who was a slave, and when he was released, he painted on anything he could. And that's kind of like me, and he painted in a primitive style. So John wanted the paintings to be in George's style. And I painted them on corrugated metal. We put up a wall, and it was for his Another Sunny Day music video. Prophets of Doom, which was really ironic because of the 4 of spiritual gifts, basic spiritual gifts everybody has. Prophecy is my first gift. Healing is my second, which means I'm an empathic. And empaths feel what other people feel. Prophets have a knowingness of the future. They don't know how they know, they just know. The trance mediums, they're night people. I'm both a night and day person, though. It just depends on what's going on in my life and what the project is. This is what I do when I don't have a commercial project going on. I also work on murals. I've designed buildings. I've won awards for all kinds of TV commercials. And let's see, I won a Home-A-Rama one year. I won Best Kitchen. I decorated a house for the show home. I do faux painting, scenic stuff. When you're the head of the art department for the film industry, you have to be able to be diverse and have a lot of skills here in Indiana, because it's not like in California. We don't have prop houses here, unless they recently got some. There are a few event companies, which I've freelanced for event companies and hired event companies before to build sets that I've designed. That's what I do. I've had the most fun ever helping counsel people spiritually and do readings for them. My third gift is vision. Visionaries talk in pictures. Usually they paint a picture for you, and they might trance out, like if they're at a meeting when you're talking about a project, and they'll see the project completed and the steps on how they got there. Then clear hearing is my last gift, and that's when you hear spirit, and it's almost like a thought. So you could be living out in the country, maybe in a real safe neighborhood, and you never locked your car doors, and it's raining, and you got your groceries, and you go in the house, and you hear this thought, well, I forgot to lock my car. I better go out and lock my car. And if you don't do it, and maybe you hear it again, you're like, it's raining, I'm not going to go out there. And if you don't do it, you wake up the next morning to find your car's been stolen or vandalized. That's how simple communication with your spiritual guides are. And it's not spooky. It's not like you're in great peril. And you don't hear booming, thundering voices about, get out of the house, and demons and crap like that. And you don't have possessed dolls flying around and all that kind of nonsense. It is nonsense. Your mind is a very powerful thing. You can manifest anything you think. And what happens is, when we have a negative experience, the neuroreceptors in our mind the nerves get connected to that. So when we smell something that was the same as that experience, or hear something, it triggers those nerve endings. And I know I'm not explaining this really well, but that gets associated with that. And so you dwell on negative things, you have more negative things happen. But this is what people don't get, that I think that they're not really understanding, is they're always like, well, they drew these bad experiences to them because of their thought patterns. Because no, they didn't. A lot of times you're just in an environment. You have to remember, positive things and positive thinking is a lot at a higher frequency of vibration. Like all the molecules in your body move at a rate that's faster than the speed of light and speed of sound. So positive things resonate really fast. They vibrate really fast. Negatives things are heavier and denser and more earthbound. My floor is torn up. I tore it up by accident because I thought the wooden floor was underneath it, like in the hallway. So I tore it up and I still haven't fixed it yet. Because the guy wants like $1,000 to fix it. And I was like, to put down the floor, and I figure that I can fix it eventually myself. Because $1,000 for this little tiny floor seems ridiculous to me. Okay. So what happens is, let me explain this better. Let me sit down. Okay. Listen to how it sounds when I say happy, love, peace. And when I say hate, negative, greed, anger. Greed, anger, hate, they're all heavier. So they move at a slower rate of vibration. Now, this is scientifically proven because when you look at quantum physics, they talk about the same thing, that there's fractals in all of water and all of life, and when you expose them, water to negativity, negative vibrations, it has broken fractals. When you expose it to positive things, it has beautiful edges and beautiful things in it. Oh gosh, I'm rambling on here. But anyway, okay, so you want to be as positive as you can. So when somebody's going